Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here, and the first thing we're going to talk about is that title, Am I in the Movies? Not me personally, but there happens to be a quilt that looks very much like a quilt of one of my patterns that one of our friends is watching the series Yellowstone, and she posted a set of fabric and my pattern for stitched and says she was doing her Yellowstone quilt. So some of the people asked in the comments, well, what does that mean? And so she shared a picture, a screenshot. This is it, the screenshot. Now, look at my quilt. Look at my quilt. Do you think we got, who knows, maybe they bought my pattern and, and did it for the show. Wouldn't that be cool? We'll pretend. Let's just pretend that's it, what it is. Oh, so fun. Okay, let me put the stitched over there. That pattern does come in a couple of sizes, several sizes, and it's a very reasonable price. If you have a jelly roll and a background, you're good to go. I do think we should do that as a sew along sometime because it is so fun. You're just making, you know, a bunch of stuff with your pretty jelly roll, and so fun. Okay. I had the chat with Hen and Chick Studio, my friend Heidi Kaizen and Roseanne Kermis, and one of the quilt that was on my wall, I left it up for you to see. So this is the Just Add Strawberries pattern, which is available. I'll have it in the link in the description box. Wendy Shepard, my good friend, designed this quilt to showcase my birdsong fabric. Isn't that fabulous? And it's got super quilting on it. So I left it up there, but it has to come down so I can work on some other things. Gotta work on other things. Okay, I got just a bunch of different things going on. So if you have not, you know, sometimes life is funny because if you have not, you know, if you don't follow my personal page, which, you know, why would you? You see me enough in my quilting stuff. But a few of you do, and you will have seen me share this photo. This is at my plaza. The plaza has been there probably 40 years, and they left some of the big trees kind of in the cement islands, you know, in the edges of the parking lot to create shade. Well, you know, over 40 years, they're pretty big trees now, and their root systems really can't go anywhere. So this came down during a breezy Saturday afternoon. It was a beautiful sunny day. Boom. Luckily, that beautiful sunny day, there was nobody there because this is right in front of a section of the plaza that was just vacated. The business that was there relocated to another location, and it is empty right now, and it's not near anything else. It was a pet store, so it was kind of out on the edge. So there was no cars, there was luckily no people. Yes, just pretty Saturday afternoon, a little breezy though. It was a breezy day. It's like, down it went. But I have never had a chance to be that close to the underneath root system of a tree, so it was fascinating. It was very interesting to look at and get a chance to be there like that. Okay, what else do we have besides fallen trees and being in the movies? So let's see. Joan, I've emailed you for the goodies I had last Wednesday, and here's Joan's Christmas memories. Thank you everybody for sharing all your Christmas memories. It was so fabulous to read through them, and just, you know, puts me in the Christmas spirit to hear what are your favorite memories. Okay, and speaking of Christmas and memories, one of the things that I did for many years was bake lots of cookies during Christmas. Particularly when I worked in an office, I would bake dozens and dozens for my staff and take them in. We would have a Christmas party, and you know, so I baked a lot of cookies in my time. So I was in this magazine, The Country Living, and they're showcasing, I think they're showcasing cookbooks on this. It's called Notes in the Margin. And there is the cookie book from Betty Crocker, which I have, but not with that cover. This cover was from 1963. This is the original cover. And in 1963, do you see how cookie is spelled? Now, I don't know in other countries where English is your primary language if you spell cookie like that. But in the US, we spell it C-O-O-K-I-E. And they tell you here that although Betty's spelling of the word cookie may look a little different, in 1963, it was actually a well-known but fading spelling. By the end of that decade, cookie was most commonly spelled with the IE on the end. But when they reprinted, I have a 1977 version of this book, which was reprinted with a different cover to be more up to date, I guess. And they still spelled it with a Y. And I also noted in here, I have lots of other handouts in here, but I put my name. So apparently I got the book, even though it was printed, a 77 print, I got it when I was married, or put my name in it actually after I was married, which was in 1980. So that was kind of a fun memory to see in there. I must have lent it to somebody because I don't normally put my name in my books. Maybe I did back then. Maybe that was what I did then. Put my name in the books. Oh, all right. Cross stitch. I did it. I sat down and got the whole thing done. Isn't this fantastic? I am so excited about it. I am so excited that I did it, in the year. I didn't roll it into next year. Yeah. That was really fun. It was very fun to stay focused on it, because even though I would go for periods of days where I didn't stitch anything, but I got it all done. I do love the little corner, the last little corner with the sunshine in it. So I am going to make it into a long wall hanging and put it over the door. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it up over the door. I don't know if I'll put it over, I might put it over the door here in the kitchen into the dining room. I just thought that might be kind of neat. A neat place to put it. So I want to tell you and remind you about our next Block Wednesday, which starts the first Wednesday in January, called Sweet Dreams, and is all about sweet things that we make. So, and it's got a really neat layout. Usually the first one I do of the year has a more unique layout. This one, for you symmetrical people, is a symmetrical layout. So there you go. You got one for the team, one for the symmetrical team, and it'll be a lot of fun. There's 2 different size blocks, and then there's also some sort of area that I haven't told you what's in there, which will be one of the weeks. So it'll be super fun, and every week will be a celebrating some sort of sweet, you know, cakes, brownies, whatever. And I've been collecting ideas, been writing the patterns. So they're about half of them are written so far, which is, that's good. It's like I want to get them all written by the end of the year. That is my personal goal for that. But you want to get your fabric. For those of you who thought it would be fun to see what's in these bins, this particular bin is holding the Sweet Dreams plus a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff. It's got the postage stamp in here. It has got leftover Christmas fabric in here, and then all of the moonstone. So moonstone is what I'm using. Here are some of the extras and the gorgeous big floral. This is the fabric I'll use for background. I decided to use one that has some pattern to it, so I'll be using that. And then these are all the colors of the moonstone. So if you are doing a particular, somebody had a question, well, if they're not using moonstone and they're very new, you know, how do they convert what they want to use? So what you want to do is you look at what I am showing. So I'm showing a fat quarter bundle plus some other fabrics. The easiest thing is something for your background. Either pick a solid, which will be more economical, you know, it's a little less expensive, or pick one of the fabrics from the line that's that can be the background. And then I picked a dark, and I kind of tell you on the supply list sort of where the dark is. So if you're, so it's sort of a little bit of a focus part in there. That means on your particular bundle of fabric, look at what might be sort of a fabric you want to see more of in the setting. And then I got another of the lighter fabrics to go along. And I don't remember what this is. I don't have the supply list with me right now to remember everything else, but is that it? No. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I don't have it in color, but you can see then there was another I think this stripe here. I think it was this one. So that's kind of a medium. So you can see down here, I have all of these tones. So you just pick something that's similar in relationship to your bundle. So something that's a little darker, something that's lighter, and something that's medium. And those will then translate pretty nicely. They should translate, you know, for you. And if as you're working you decide, well, that really wasn't, it's really not working, you can just go get different fabric, because we're just starting this now, you know, so you can see it as we go along. You can just use, you know, take from your stash, whatever. You could make choices, and that's how you learn. This is how you learn how to build your own color, you know, palettes, is to experiment and do. And mimicking, taking one and sort of mimicking into your color palette is an excellent way to practice. And it turns out really wonderful. All quilts turn out wonderful. You know, they really do. It's beautiful fabric that you love. How could it not be wonderful? So I have a fun question. Lois, to condense it, was asking me about how I find my quilts. She knows I have a large collection of quilts from being in business for 21, almost 22 years now. And she was curious about, you know, do I have like spreadsheets and lists, and do I say what shelf things are on? Which made me smile, because really it's none of that. None, no. When I brought the, you know, basically 800 quilts down, or 800, you know, quilts and project things down from my upstairs storage to use the dining room, I pretty much had all of this in one room. It was not sorted in much of any way. There were a few things that were grouped, maybe quilts for a certain book, but other than that, that was it. So as I was picking up the pieces from the living room photo and putting them into my dining room onto the shelves, I basically had a little bit of a process. So I did a video on that. So let's take a look. My dining room is now where all the quilt storage is. So we'll just go here at the edge of it so I can talk a little bit. Basically, you're asking, how is this organized? And when I brought almost 800 pieces down from the upstairs bedroom to put it in here, I sorted them by book. So basically, these are all quilts from books, not together by book, but all quilts from books. Same from here. And then over on this shelf are well, this is fabric, but new fabric lines. But there's basically things on these shelves that are not patterns, or, you know, older pieces. Over here is a lot of these are from fabric lines, you know, things that I did in fabric lines. Back here are quilts. And way in the corner, because this goes behind, way all the way back in here, all of this, which, you know, is on shelves, so it's not that deep. Those are all things that probably I'm keeping those quilts. I decorate with them, or there's some that I want to give to family members. This one actually goes down below, so there's still stuff down there. So this is where it's at. I don't really have I don't have a guide, but I know basically that if it's in a book, it's going to be on those two, so I can find it. And if it was a fabric line, it'll be over here. But if it's not in those, it could be in the keeper area. The reason I don't have a list is that I just never did one. I had the books, I had the magazines. At the time, I was keeping all the magazines I was published in, which I don't have anymore because that was just so many magazines. I couldn't keep them all. And I just never did that process of documenting the quilts in a better way. So that leaves me now, when I want to reduce the amount of quilts, because I'm going to be giving them to charity, I am documenting them now on the back end. So I don't really need any kind of spreadsheet to find them until I get to that final grouping, and then I might do something or might not, because pretty much I know what I have, and I know if it's not there. I know if I still have it. As I get rid of more, that will be the harder part, because I rarely got rid of anything. I knew everything I had, and so it had to be there somewhere, and I just kept looking. But having them just by sort of category helps a lot. That's life in the big city. So I will do a mail call here at the end. I'm going to show you a bunch of beautiful cards that I got, all with wonderful messages. This is from Louise in Texas. So pretty. It's got glitter on it. Love that glitter. The message on this is, in this crazy quilt world, in this crazy quilt of life, I'm glad you're in my block of friends. So isn't that awesome? That's from Dorothea of Ohio. And Peg sent me this one. Peg from Illinois. Beautiful, beautiful Christmas scene. Linda in North Carolina sent this Christmas card to Greg and I. And so many of you made beautiful notes inside. It's so lovely. Kate down here in Virginia with me. Look how cute this is. I just love that. It looks like a patchwork tree, don't you think? And she sent me a yummy Starbucks card. Thank you. Mwah, mwah. And let's see. I've got, oh, this is so fun. So this is from Stella in Mississippi. And she knows from listening to the videos how my mom likes pop-up cards. So she saw this pop-up card and thought of us. Look, I'll show you. See, there's the reindeer. And we got a little Christmas scene. It's so cute. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay, my friend, if you have not finished your fall frolic, you should probably be doing that. Get that one done. If you are working on anything else, it's like try to get up to speed. Try to get caught up with whatever you're on, so that by the end of the year, like, you're all caught up. I think that's a good goal. So I love you. Mwah. See you online.